The Hope Springs lore, as passed down from generations. They say the children of the light began meeting centuries ago in Hope Springs Village. Not far away in other lands, pain and disappointment had invaded the lives of many, and over time the light faded in their lives. Darkness filled the days as well as the nights. From the dark valleys, people could see the lights of Hope Springs, and every spring a small band of people chose to make the journey toward the light, planning to bring the joy and hope back to their lives and to their towns. It was a rough and agonizing trip. Suffering and pain nipped constantly at their backs. Fear often surrounded them. Storms poured rain and hail upon them. At times, fatigue would overwhelm them, causing them stumbles, doubts, and delays. Few ever made it to Hope Springs. Many turned back to the darkness, feeling hurt and hopeless. Some got lost and were never heard from again. Others never left the darkness, too afraid to try and make the journey, choosing not to believe there was a bright and joyful place filled with light. There were many who actually studied for years to prove that Hope Springs was a myth. They insisted, and still do, it is only a fairy tale handed down year after year to trick people into believing. The realists, as they were called, worked hard helping their communities to accept the darkness. Every day, there were meetings of the realists where it was taught to accept the darkness, pain, and disappointment. The group would eat cake and talk about how others were dumb to believe. They would laugh and make fun of them. They simply did not believe in the light, even though they could look up from their cake and see in the distance a bright light. They had been conditioned at the meetings not to inquire about the light, learning that ridicule was its own form of pain. At times, a whisper had been heard. Where the sound came from, no one could recall, but it had become part of daily existence. Misery loves company. And not wanting to be alone, misery was embraced. For some, the shadows began to shimmer, and the distant light seemed to expand. New whispers floated on the breezes. Follow hope. Misery enslaves. Hope springs you free. Those brave souls who journeyed forth and made it to Hope Springs were welcomed and soon became children of the light. Joy and peace calmed them, and hope was instilled in their hearts. Today, we know life will always be challenging, but in Hope Springs, light brings hope and comfort into our beings. We must stay on the right path and share our stories. I encourage you, when you're sinking and the lights flicker, undertake a journey to Hope Springs Village. You are never alone. Seek the light. The Hope Springs lore, as passed down from generations.